Your pressure washing website shouldn't just look good. It should be closing jobs. But most pressure washing websites, they just sit there. Someone clicks your ad, lands in your site, and then what? A request a quote form and a waiting game. Meanwhile, that same customer is already onto the next customer site, looking for someone who can give them a price right now. And usually, whoever does that first wins the job. Not always, but usually. So instead of chasing the leads, what if your website just handled it for you? Instant pricing, booking automatically. Customer comes to your site, they know what they want, house wash, roof cleaning, they select it just like they would on any other modern site, Amazon, and they enter some details about their property, and boom, a customized price based on your pricing is shown to them. They have an option for good, better, best pricing, upsells, downsells, discounts, and they can schedule right away. I'm going to show you how to set this up in this video. Okay, so let's dive right in. Here you can see our starting screen. What we're going to be working on today is setting up the actual website and customizing it to fit your personal company brand and business. So when you're inside of AutoBidder, if you haven't already looked, you're going to find a website page. And these websites are designed to maximize conversions. Now you can totally control the design, change it however you want. You can make an entirely unique design if you want, but these designs you can't go wrong with. So the first thing you're going to want to do is just look through these different styles and find a site that you really like and start with that one. I'll keep things simple. I'll go with this first template here. I'll click create website. And this is again once you've logged into your AutoBidder account. I'm going to go ahead and build out this website example here, and then I'm going to connect AutoBidder to it and show you how to set up the instant pricing system. Once you've done this, it's going to email you a link to start your account, to set it up. I have just set the password inside, and now I can open the editor here. And it's going to take me to the website editor. Now we're going to click edit website. And you can see the website here. Now I have to do this number because I have my screen zoomed in a bit. But here we've got our website. Now let's go ahead and start controlling it. Now it's really simple. All you really need to do is update the logo, the business information, the images, the wording. Now that's the base. Now you can go a lot further than that if you want. Update all the colors and everything and the layout, but that's the basics, right? So let's go ahead and just start this. Step one, let's go to Media Manager, and we're going to go ahead and upload the logo for this company that we're going to be setting this up for. We're going to select, and you're going to go to Business Data, Business Info, and we can upload that logo. Now before I do that, I'm going to upload it here. Just going to cut this connection here. And I'm going to pull in this one. I have to edit this. And now I'm going to remove the background. Okay, so far so good. And now for the character, of course you'd want to take this out and ideally put a picture of your own company in there. All these icons, you can either choose to keep these the same or you can update them. Now I'll say, now that I've updated the logo, let's say the very next thing I want to do is update the color. So I'm going to go over to theme, and I'm just going to choose a lighter theme here. I'm going to make the secondary color this golden, actually, to sort of match this golden retriever that we got going on here. So let me see if I can grab. So let's head back over to the site editor, theme, and for the secondary color, we're actually going to make this gold. You see that changes the site quite a bit. I might actually change that because that's a little bit too much gold, I think. So maybe I'll make gold oh, that looks nice. Maybe I'll make this the gold, and we'll just see how that looks. Either case, you can see that's already a big time difference, and you can get in here and change out all these icons too. So I'll create a set of icons that sort of match the logo. Okay, so I'm going to be replacing this image here, and then same thing with these icons. Okay, so now I've got that other image. I'm just going to go ahead and drag that in here. And Hayden's coming in, so I'll have to pause for just a quick second. Hey, what's up, man? I'm just in the middle of a video here. I just got to finish this up quick. All right, buddy. All right, cool. So now you can see we've updated that branding. Ideally, you'd want to make this picture of someone on your team. We're going to connect this instant quote button. Now for the call now button, the nice thing is if you go into the CMS, go to business data, business info, and then you'll see this option for phone number and email. You're going to want to add your business phone number and email though, of course, right? And the same thing with your social icons, Facebook, Instagram, any other social platforms you have. You're going to want to connect those right here. And then you can take it a step further by also connecting your Google My Business right here as well. That's really important for local SEO. And then of course your business name. So this one, fictitious site's going to be Murphy's Pro Wash. Okay, and cool. So we got that. Now I've also just created a set of icons to go with it. So let's go ahead and download these here. I'm going to split these icons up. And then I'm going to replace these icons with these custom icons that I just had created. Now you can also customize these design here. So like, these don't have to stay the same. You can make them more on brand. In fact, I'll update that here. I'm really a big fan of this color scheme of the cream and brown sort of colors. So here, let me just go ahead and update these. And then obviously with the light blue, that doesn't look as good, but once I get these custom icons added in here, that'll look much better. Then we would want to update this photo here. Again, best part of the thing, you just want to go through and update each of these photos. Same thing with all of these photos, just going to go through and update all of those. Same thing with all of these ones. And it's really, that's all there is to it. You're basically just updating the photos, updating the FAQ sections, and then updating the colors. So let's wait for these icons. Here, let me go ahead and grab these icons. And the cool thing too is you can use AI to create a lot of your icons and your graphics and stuff like that, background images. Okay, so I got this in the process. Now we're going to want to set up our instant quote page. Okay, looks like our icons are ready. So let me go ahead and download these. Okay. Cool. So now that we've got our icons downloaded, we can come in here and replace each of these. So here, let me just click replace. Well, actually, what I can do is go into the CMS Media Manager, upload, and just upload each of these. These are each of the icons for each specific service. Okay, and then we've got, I think this was the pressure washing one. And we've got one for gutter cleaning, roof cleaning. house washing. And then we've got, let's see, commercial services. Okay. You can see we've got the custom icons in there now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the instant quoting system. So we got our page right here for instant quote a price calculator. You can also add it inside of a pop-up or directly in the homepage itself. So I'll show you a few different examples here. So let's say I wanted to add it to the homepage. What I could do is I could just add a new section right here. And then I'll probably make this 2 columns. So I'll just add a column here. And then we're going to add the pricing calculator to one of these and then add some text to the other side. So we'll head back over. And then we'll head over to the moved over to the navigation. And then we're going to scroll down to embed code. And we're going to grab this styled calculator right here. And then we're going to head back over to the site editor, grab an HTML widget, and we're going to paste this in. Okay. So now that's going to load in. All right, cool. Now I also want to update the icons within this auto bidder to match. So let's go ahead and change the icon. We're just going to upload, select house wash. For roof cleaning, same thing. We're going to go ahead and select roof cleaning. For gutter clean out, turn off paver sealing. Sidewalk cleaning, we can just use the standard dog logo. And I don't have a separate one for window cleaning. But I think I can get away with the commercial one because it has windows in it, so it's kind of similar. Okay, now let's go test the form real quick before we head back over to the website. Okay, cool. So you can see that's looking pretty good. Now I also want to update the design of the auto bidder to better match the website. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to preview this and then I'm just going to take a quick screenshot of the site itself. And then I'm going to head over to ChatGPT, or before I do that, I'm going to go to custom CSS and I'm going to say AI prompt. And actually, let's see here. Let's say golden and blue color. Cool hover effects. And then we'll just click create prompt. Copy prompt. And then we'll head over to ChatGPT. You can use Claude or Gemini for this as well. And then I'm going to upload a file. And I'm going to say create. Okay. So now I've updated that prompt, and this is going to take a few minutes, so I'll let this go, and then I'll come back and grab this in a second. And this will just update the auto bidder form itself. Because right now you see it's sort of this blue color. It doesn't really match with the rest of the site. Of course, we're going to want to make that match the rest of the site style and design. And then at this point, it's really just a matter of changing out the images, like I said, and the business information, the map, and everything. And it's really a straightforward process. Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like this is still going. I'll take a quick break, guys, and then I'll be right back. All right, so the custom code has now been finished up. Let me go ahead and grab that. And then let's head back over to the auto bidder. And you see this box that says custom code. We're just going to highlight all that, cut it, and then paste in this new one. And then we're just going to go click Save Changes. And then we just want to go see how it looks. Okay. It's a little bit more on brand, I would say. I'd probably still change it up a little bit. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to give that same prompt to Claude or Gemini, to be honest. Maybe I'll do that, actually. Okay, let's also grab the same color. This is one of the things you can do to really make your site in AutoBidder seamless, is use the same exact hex codes. So let's head back over to the design again, custom CSS. So we'll use that color, and then we'll use a blue color. We'll grab another blue from the bandana here. I think that's a solid color blue. So I'll paste this one in here. Create prompt. And then I'll just go ahead and use Claude, I guess. Okay. So, for some reason it's not letting me drag Claude over. Oh, there we go. So now I'm basically doing the same thing I just did in ChatGPT, but I'm doing it in Claude, because sometimes Claude will produce better designs, in my opinion. Okay, so now we can also set it up on the instant quote form. And also one other thing I want to show you guys. Some people like to put their AutoBidder forms inside of pop-ups, so this is how you could do that. Just add new pop-up, make it blank. Name it, AutoBidder or whatever. It's going to pre-fill some content in here. So what I like to do is just add a new section and then just delete this section with the pre-filled content. And now you got a clean section you can fill your content into. And then all you're going to do is same thing as before, just grab your HTML. And then we're going to paste in that AutoBidder link in there. I'm going to go back and grab it. And okay, let's see if Claude has finished up. Okay, so we'll copy this HTML here, head back over to AutoBidder, go back to the custom CSS, paste it in, and then we'll click save. All right, so far so good. Let's go check that out now, see if that design looks better. I think it will, hopefully. Let's refresh. Okay, it actually looks kind of similar, but I think it might be a bit better. Just doing a quick test here. Okay, pricing looks good. Pricing cards. Recommended add-ons looks okay. Okay. Now you can also make tweaks to it too. So if you go back to the design, there was some font that was dark there and it was hard to read. So if we come in here to preview, Just try to make that text look a little bit easier to read while that's doing that. You can also change out these FAQs. Now, this is an HTML widget, so the nice thing is you can copy and paste this, put it in a ChatGPT, and tell it to change the wording. These before and afters are pretty easy. Just upload your before and after. That's pretty straightforward. This picture of this truck, same thing. Here, I'll update this to match this logo. And then same thing with the areas we serve. This is also a custom HTML widget. You just copy it all, put it in a ChatGPT, and then list out the services you want to target, and then boom, paste it in. This is pretty easy. This is connected to the locations I was showing you earlier in the CMS. If you go into CMS and then business data, business info, and then you can put your location in right here. So whatever your service area is, just connect that right there. Okay. Here we've got another image. So let me go ahead and download this. So if you have any pictures of your truck, or your crew or anything, it's always nice to get those types of pictures in on the site. It's always going to help with conversions. So in this case, let me remove the background of this. And we'll just replace that other work truck. And then you see how there's this picture of this guy right here. You can either just grab like a random, like you can use AI to make an image, or you can get a picture of someone on your team and then just remove the background, and it works really well. And don't worry, like that, you want it to be as high resolution, high quality as possible with those type of images. It doesn't necessarily have to be perfect. And here you can see that already makes that look a lot better. All these images you'd want to swap out. The text, pretty easy. Again, just like everything else, you can use AI to write the text, or you can just write something yourself. Now, here where we had the auto bidder form, maybe we would want to change the background color to this one, just to spice things up a little bit. And then if you wanted to, you could add like a row divider here. So I'll just go ahead and show you how that would look. Be something like how this one up here. I'll actually just copy this row up here, and then I'll just paste it right here. Maybe I will paste it right here. And then it would be better if this part were like that brown color, so we can edit this design. Let's see here. Background overlay. Make it a gradient. Yeah, that one's going to be a little bit hard. There we go. Okay, that looks a little bit wacky, but yeah, I think I would just remove that part. Just trying to show you guys how you can play around with it and, find something that you might really like. Okay, and then here we'd want to add some text in right here. And this would say like, use our, let's say, instant pricing. Calculator. And then make this into like a H3, or maybe even like an H2. And then we'd want to position this so that the content shows at the top. And then just add some text as well, saying like how to use it. And then here's where you can use the AI tool. You can just say AI assistant, say paragraph. It's going to, whenever you use it for the first time, it's going to make you enter some business details so that it has more reference. We'll generate a quote or generate the text, and you can see it'll generate some text like that to for the instant pricing. And you always want to check how it looks on mobile too as you're doing this, as you're building it out. Yeah, this looks fine, but you'd probably want to. Yeah, I really like the way that looks. That looks nice. And we'll reduce the spacing on this to give it a bit more space. Allow it to be a bit more wider. And yeah, I mean, you can see it's been not even 30 minutes and now it looks like a pretty different site. So, I mean, this is Central Florida's top rated. You can make this say, I don't know, maybe you're from Orlando. You could just change it to say like Orlando Soft Wash Pros or something. And then you can adjust the font. I mean, right now it's Monster Ant, which I really like, but you can see, I mean, you could change the font to whatever you want. And that's one way that you can really, really change the design pretty quickly, is to change the font. You can see that already looks quite a bit different. You can, like I said, change all these out. You can make these clickable so that each of these link to a different page. This is an image you probably want to change out. Here I can just throw in the picture of the truck just for, get you started. Again, all this text, you go through it. It's a little bit tedious, but it's pretty straightforward. I mean, you just got to change the text to be relevant to your business, update the photos, again, to be relevant to your business, the location and everything. But yeah, I mean, that's a quick intro. Now, what I always like to do is test the form itself as well, because you want to make sure that as it grows, it still fits in. So let's say house washing and roof cleaning. Let's say it's 2-story house, 1,500 square feet, vinyl siding, full house wash, 1,500. Get a quote. Submit. Okay. And there's the pricing info for that. And yeah, okay, everything looks pretty good. So that's basically how the system works, guys, of setting up a website. Now, one other thing I did want to show you is adding service pages. So there's multiple different ways of doing it, but the easiest way, in my opinion, if you want to create service pages for like house washing, roof cleaning, you can use dynamic pages. And there are other videos that we have showing you how to do that. So just look around on the YouTube channel or the knowledge base for that info. Also, you have the ability to just duplicate a page. So what I like to do is duplicate, in this case, the home page. And let's say you wanted to do this one for like power washing, or do the same thing with soft washing, roof cleaning. And then all you have to do is change out all this content. So instead of saying Orlando Pressure Wash Pros, make this H1 text say power wash or whatever. Change out this content to be about power washing. A lot of times you'll strip away a lot of this. So you can strip away the how can we serve you, and then just maybe update all the photos to be power wash related. And then the same thing for each service. So that's really all there is for this one, guys. I want to say thank you if you've taken the time to watch this far. If you have any questions about setting up your website or you need any help, please don't hesitate to contact support, and we'll do our best to help you. Thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your day.